who you are is who you are willing to become. So I'm Harvey, I'm a remote property investor, and so many people limit themselves with a limiting belief of their abilities and skills of where they are today. Of course, we're all born with innate abilities. Some of us are born a little bit more intelligent, some of us are born a little bit more athletic, some of us are born naturally more creative. We're all born with innate ability. So first of all, you definitely want to find out who you are, but it's who you're willing to become. So even if you are born with a innate ability to be a great athlete, or to be a great creator, or to be a great singer, whatever this natural ability is, it is your willingness to explore that and push yourself forward. And sometimes, even if you're not great at something, it is your willingness to get out your own way and to move and to like release your ego and push through, and being humble enough to be a beginner that really ultimately sets you apart from people that's not moving forward into their space. So many people don't do, even if they've got an innate ability to something, so many people don't adapt to something new purely because they don't want to look like they don't know what they're doing, or they don't want to be that beginner. They don't want to go back to that period. This is why, as we get older, for some people, it gets harder and harder to learn. Learning should be a lifelong quest for you to keep on moving forward, keep on evolving. Happiness revolves around progress, and you pushing yourself and progressing all the time. If you're really good at something, just think of it in this terms. If you're really good at tennis, but you pay people that you can just beat easily all the time, yeah, first of all, it might be good just beating people, but after a while, if you're easily beating somebody, you don't get no satisfaction out of that. So you've always got to be progressing yourself. And it don't just have to be in business or property. It can be in your personal life. It can be in a language. It can be in an instrument. You always got to have this progression. And the biggest thing that holds us back is because we judge ourselves on who we are at the moment. We've got to be willing to be who we like. We've got to be thinking of who we are going to become, and be humble enough to know that everybody starts somewhere. So if you want to learn an instrument, everybody starts fumbling with that. It's that perseverance that pushes you through. Of course, it is very wise to try and find areas that suit your innate abilities, you know. So maybe if you're only 5 foot tall and you're looking at basketball, although some people have made it as shorter at basketball, but again, if you've got an innate ability, you are always better to go to your strengths. You'll get into flow easier. GeniusU is a great software, a great sort of psychosomatic test that you can do that tests what sort of profile you are. And we find our own genius, where our innate natural abilities are, and then we decide we're going to become within them fields. This will excel us forward a lot further. You can find something you're not good at. Anything you're practice at, you will get better at, no matter if you haven't got a natural ability to that or not. But if you find the things that you've got a natural ability to, and you practice at them, you're going to get not necessarily the best in the world. You might have a natural ability to golf. Don't mean you're going to be Tiger Woods no matter how much you practice, because everybody has got a set point of natural ability that they've got, whether that's intelligence, whether that's athletic, whether that's creativity. We've all got a natural ability, but the more we'll practice in them natural abilities, the higher we'll push to the top of our boundary. So even no matter if you're really naturally good at something, if you're not practicing it, you're not studying it, you're not going to push yourself up. So it's a willingness to learn. It's a willingness to push yourself out of your comfort zone. It's a willingness to be humble enough to just start. It's a willingness to get out your own way. And this is what holds so many people back in every element, no matter if it's property, as I said, whether it's business, whether it's relationships. It's just that the ability to humble yourself, to know that you've got to be a beginner, you know, and it's that consistency of turning up and just going through that learning process. So you've got to learn, but you've also got to take massive amounts of action, because learning alone is just not enough. There's so much information out there. If information on its own, information is really good, and obviously risk only comes when you don't know what you're doing. It's a Warren Buffett quote. But information alone is not enough. You need to be taking action. So then also you need to learn. What you should be learning to do is learning how to manage your own mind, your own feelings, your own emotions, to be able to take action all the time. Because the biggest thing that's going to hold you back is your emotional feelings on fear. And fear is probably one of the biggest factors that stops you from pushing forward, makes you procrastinate. This is not a conscious thing, by the way. You do this subconsciously. You do other things and then justify it. Like if you're fearful of doing something, this is the analysis of procrastination. You'll be fearful of doing something and you just keep yourself busy with some emails or tidy up the house, and your brain justifies that because you've been busy, but you really meant to be making this phone call to an agent, or you really meant to be making this phone call, this sales call to, or this direct to vendor call. So yeah, one of the biggest things you can learn is learn how to manage your emotions, learn how to recognize your emotions, learn how to be self-aware, because this is what's going to get you forward. Because 80% of what we do is psychology and 20% is strategy. So yes, you want to learn that, you want to dive deep as much as you can on that 20% strategy, but learning yourself is going to be the difference between you implementing that strategy and not. And it is really that vast. The 80-20 rule really counts on this. So guys, please share with us. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? It's not who you are, it's who you want to become and who you plan to become, how you plan that, how you educate yourself to do that, how you keep on pushing through your barriers, how you learn yourself and get self-awareness. I still procrastinate to this day and I understand the psychology behind it. But the awareness helps me move through that. And some days I procrastinate more than other days. But having that self-awareness and being honest with myself, it's not justifying it when I do it and just saying, oh, well, and giving myself every which way excuse, really is the tool that helps me keep on pushing through this and battling this and gives me the fulfillment. Because when you push through this is where ultimate fulfillment is. Fulfillment and happiness is in the growth, in your progression all the time. And this is why you get so many super rich people, or you get so many socialites. Say people born into money, has got everything, and you think they've got it all, but they end up in drug rehabilitation centres, or they end up unhappy, you know, and the reason behind that is because they've not got no fulfillment. They're not growing themselves, they're not pushing themselves, they've got everything, they just go out partying, they seem to be the soul and life of the parties, but deep down they're just unfulfilled. And this is where that goes. Andy jumped on and said, I'm an Oprah Winfrey apparently. Oh, in a GeniusU. It took me a second to figure that out. I'm thinking, am I reading that right? Because I'm a bit dyslexic. Yeah, we've all got our own genius. Find your genius. Study yourself. Be aware of yourself. Don't beat yourself up all the time. There's no point beating yourself up, but be honest with yourself. Like, I've procrastinated a little bit earlier on, and I'm honest with myself. Just get sidetracked. You get scared and you procrastinate. The more aware you are of it, the more you can retune yourself back in. So my biggest takeaway on this is be aware of yourself. Learn how to learn your emotions, and learn how to recognize when you're doing something right or wrong, or when it's a genuine reason why you're doing something wrong. Learn how to push yourself out of them boundaries. Then go and learn as much as you can about the subject you want to learn. Once you've learned that front part, if you learn the subject you want to learn, that's going to fall into place. But be patient with that also. So yeah, please share with us. Anybody else done the GeniusU test? Share in the comments what GeniusU are. If you haven't done the GeniusU yet test, or the wealth dynamics test, there's loads of these psychosomatic profile tests out there. The GeniusU is a free one though, so Genius and the letter U at the end. Jump on there, do the test, stick it in the comments what you are, be curious to see what you are. I'm a Richard Branson or Walt Disney, which is a nice company to be in, but we all have strengths. So I'm big vision, ideas, drive, but not good at details. So I need to find them people that are more good at details. And he's just jumped on. So Oprah Winfrey is the star role and the person that would attract people. Like Beckham's a star role, you know. The personalities really attract people. We've all got secondary strengths and third strengths as well, but again, we can find out where our focus, where our strengths lie, focus on that, learn ourselves. We're really gonna have the steps to progress forward. Hope you found that useful. Please do the GeniusU test. GeniusU.com it is that, and as I said, the letter U, not Y-O-U, letter U, GeniusU. Do the test, put it in the comments, curious to see where you are. But remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms. Have a fantastic day, everyone.